Alright, I painted this bumper yesterday. This is one of these accidents that happen in the shop that are just out of your hands. It's just the universe throwing you a curveball. There's nothing you can do about it. I should have started recording earlier, but I didn't think about it till now. This is where the body work was, right here in the center of the bumper. Behind here was a brace, and it was kind of cocked. Nobody really could see, nobody noticed it, and it kind of just pushed slightly on the bondo, and it cracked it. So we fixed the brace on the car. This happened during install. Real quick, I feathered it all out with sander, hard back. I had 320 on there. Now I'm gonna go get my hard block with 180 on it, and I'm gonna focus just on this area here, and I'm gonna keep it as small as possible. Fix this crack with a little bit of putty. Maybe I'll put a little bit of fiberglass in there to keep it strong. Alright, so here's our crack, remember? This is 180. I'm just doing this so the putty coat has something to adhere to. You want to adhere well to the 300 grit scratches. Or 320 method. So here's our mixture. We got fiberglass, bondo, and a little too much hardener. I'm gonna cut a little bit of that out of there, about 50% of that out. Go ahead and give a little smear. I'll let that sit there for a second, go press all the air out of the whatever filler I got left, and then we're gonna go smear it around in the other direction, just trying to press it down in there, make sure it gets into the crack, and you're pressing all your air out, smoothing all your edges down. The nicer you make it look, the easier it is to sand off. Got an old piece of 220 on the sander out of the old sandpaper box. I'm really just trying to cut all of this off, pretty much taking most of it down, and then once I get it down, I'm gonna pull a tight coat of finish glaze over top my whole area that I was working with. I'm gonna cover it from end to end, and then sand that out smooth. I'm attacking this thing from all different angles. I'm trying to keep like 4 quadrants of the dent, 4 quadrants of the sander, but hitting it from all angles. Just evenly bringing it down smoothly. So you're gonna feel it up. Now it's not gonna be perfect, but in my experience, most body work isn't sanded down enough. When you think it's done, it probably isn't. That's your brain telling you you're done sanding. So it's good to over sand it, especially in this case, because I'm putting a whole nother coat of finish glaze on it. And you always want to sand your first coat more. Make sure it's sanded down thoroughly, because you're going to put a second coat over top of that anyway. So that's how I get them done in 2 steps. Here's this little bondo honey putty glaze hardener. Gotta clean that off. You always want to make sure you're working on a clean panel. The dust is going to cause your bondo to have imperfections, pinholes on it. It's going to cause it to not want to adhere to your scratches because your scratches are going to be filled with dust. And then when you're mixing it, I put the honey in there. It makes it smoother, lay out a little leveler, gives it an easier sanding finish. Once again, you're just trying to make sure you're constantly just pressing all the air out of it. From end to end, press the air out, smear it on there, work it different directions. And then you want to leave it. I'm going to put the camera down and finish it off. You want to leave it smooth, almost where you could just put paint over it right now, and it's good enough.
Same piece of 220, but I'm only going to rough that up, and then I'm going right to 320.
Like I said, I'm just going to hit the surface with this 220, get the tacky layer off top, finish glaze. It dries completely, but to the face of it will feel a little tacky. This sandpaper, I'm just going to buzz that first coat off, and now I'm going to switch over to the 320. Right here's the switch off. Now we're 320, still on the hard block. I'm going to feather that down. I'll speed through that as well until it looks right. I'm not going to start feeling it until the end, you know. So I'll speed through that, and then I'll get back with you guys on the 400.
Now a little soft pad, 400.
I'm going to work this soft pad with this 400 all the way from end to end. I'm going to go well past where I was working from each end to end, just to make sure that I get all of the scratches from the sandpaper before, and this is going to give it a straight finish. Everybody that knows bumpers knows they're not straight, so we don't want straight. That's what the soft block is for.
First coat dry. This is going to help just in case of lifting, because I just painted the bumper yesterday, so everything's fresh.
I choose to do my primer work with 600 grit on a soft block, so I finish my body work off with 400, 2 coats of primer, knocking them both down with 600. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please hit that like. Even if it wasn't, hit that like anyway. Subscribe for daily auto body paint posts, lives, and shorts.